What time is it?
It's 25 to 10.
Holy smoke, I promised to meet a guy a half hour ago. I'm kind of late. I'm sorry, kid. Can I walk you to the bus or something?
Hello, my wonderful history-loving friends. I am here in Denver, Colorado, at one of the first Denver high schools, built in 1883. Cornerstone was set for the high school in 1909, and here is where my story is set about the famous actress Barbara Jane Bates.
And someday, it may be tomorrow, you will suddenly hear chime.
This high school was first built in 1883 as one building intended for elementary through high school. Yet outgrew that perspective and was raised to make way for this majestic building, cornerstone laid in 1909. A Beaux Arts style building completed in 1911. In 1913, the West annexed housing, various shop and home economics classes. This building, considered the largest and beautiful, not needing any renovations during Mayor Spear's City Beautiful project in the 1920s. This being one of the oldest high schools in Denver. In 1957, an east wing was added for physical education along with the pool. From 1980 to 1983, a major interior remodeling addition was done. A new auditorium, cafeteria, atrium, lobby, offices, and classrooms. In 2010 through 11, $35 million was spent on more renovations and restorations for this high school. A new library, the largest in the Denver public schools. Not only Barbara Jane Bates, but Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir, prominent Denver architects Merrill Hoyt and Bertram Hoyt, Colorado historian Caroline Bancroft, and Denver lawyer Steve Ferber also were of the school's notable alumni. The flag of the city and county of Denver was designed by North High School student Margaret Overbeck and adopted in 1926. Barbara Jane Bates was born to Eva and Arthur W. Bates, a postal clerk. Attended MS Lutheran Grade School and this North High School. She attended the Claire Dane Ballet School until the age of 13. Painfully shy, she was coaxed. She entered a local beauty contest and won a trip to Hollywood. Now we shall move on to where Barbara grew up, and I shall tell her story of high hopes and dreams that ends in further into a life of the lightest of days and the darkest of days as well.
And you'll find your happy, happy time.
We are in the Highlands neighborhood of Denver. This is where Barbara Jane Bates grew up. She was a raven-haired beauty, shy, demure, your girl next door. She modeled as a teen, studied ballet, and won a beauty contest and a trip to Hollywood. In 1944, while in Los Angeles, they met publicist for United Artists Cecil Cohen. Barbara was 19 and Cecil was 45. This chance meeting would change their lives forever. Cecil was married with 4 children, his marriage in separation, and they fell madly in love. Soon Barbara would sign a contract with Universal Pictures. Cecil introduced her to Walter Wanger, who was looking to cast the most beautiful girl in the world for his upcoming picture, Salome, where she danced alongside Yvonne De Carlo. In 1947, producer William T. Orr convinced Barbara to dye her hair blonde. Afterwards, he told her, "Nah, you're not a blonde. Be yourself." Her career stalled for a bit, and she did pin-up modeling to make extra money. She really didn't like doing sleazy cheesecake shoots. End quote. But it caught the eye of a Warner Brothers executive, and she received her first major role alongside Danny Kaye in 1949, musical comedy, The Inspector General. Sadly, much of her part was lost on the cutting room floor, but Warner Brothers wanted her to go to New York to continue promoting the movie. She was too proud to submit to their whims, and they fired her. She attempted to take her life, at the time having undiagnosed depression, whereas the studio covered it up from the press, yet the first of many for a sensitive, unstable Barbara Bates. Soon she developed a reputation for being difficult on set. Co-stars often said she could be a troubled young woman, or on the other hand, easy to work with, but had mood swings and depression. She also was approached by notorious Harry Cohn, head of Columbia Pictures from 1919 to 1958, to sign a contract with the studio if she divorced her husband. She refused. He called her drunk one night and invited her to his yacht. Once again, she refused. Also rumored to force other famous actresses to sleep with him in order to be cast for roles. Barbara stoutly refused, but never really gained the stardom she dreamed of. Except a little light at the end of the tunnel appeared. She landed a 20th Century Fox contract and cast in the biggest picture of 1950, alongside Bette Davis in All About Eve. Her role being minor, but one shall always be remembered: her memorable appearance in the final scene. With the money from the movie, she bought the yacht, the Bayadere, which cost $480,000. Now, then 45,000. She spent 8 months learning to sail and navigate at Coast Guard School. A radio telephone installed in the yacht so the studio could contact her at all times. A few more notable roles would be 1950 Cheese Fest, Cheaper by the Dozen, 1953 Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, comedy The Caddy. Not happy with these roles, she replied, "I thought great things would happen after all about Eve, but so far, nothing. They keep casting me as a 16-year-old girl. I can't seem to get up to 20. Alas, her dream role came along, a screen test for a Take Her Life ballerina role in Charlie Chaplin's 1952 comedy drama Limelight as a former ballerina. She was excited for the part, and Chaplin loved her audition and offered her the role himself. Unfortunately, but Fox refused to loan her out to United Artists for Chaplin and his supposed political ideals, and Barbara was heartbroken and destroyed after the loss. Her career stalled further. Fired from 1954 sitcom It's a Great Life for erratic behavior. She told a columnist, Lydia Lane, on set of the show before she was let go, "I find it hard to stay thin. I love anything sweet, especially chocolate," also stating she checked her weight every day, limiting her calories to 500 calories a day. Hollywood's obsession with thinness. Out of work, Barbara's husband Cecil arranged for her to go to England to sign with Rank Organization in 1956, but they deemed her too old at 31. She was cast in a few films but had health issues and a nervous breakdown causing her to abandon her job and possibly trying to take her life once again. She was once again let go, and she returned to the U.S. In the front seat of her Volkswagen, passed on from carbon monoxide poisoning at 43 years old. Rumors of being with child. Married only 4 months, a life she tried to bring about her dreams, not quite her own. A story not unlike many others of the time. In an age where we as humans were very mature to the battles of the mind, heart, and soul. We continue learning. Sadly, many of these from past eras born too soon, quite possibly being the stars they dreamed to be now rather than back in the day. Welcome to this iconic Crown Hill Cemetery in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, to pay tribute to this beautiful leading actress, her vast Hollywood career, and tragic, sad death. As happened often, especially back in the day, because little was known how to medically diagnose mental health issues. Many of these famous icons born a few decades too soon, yet they bring us an incredible story to learn from and bring us to our modern times, helping our society to better understand these important issues. We pay tribute to you, Barbara Jane Bates Reed, and your family, resting in love and light. Thank you for joining us once again on these intriguing adventures. I will come back and leave some pretty spring flowers soon. Please like and subscribe and share my videos. It helps me tremendously on my storytelling adventures. More to come soon. May there be peace and healing light for these lives and healing the turmoil in our world right now. Thank you.